Here's where things tend to get a little more tricky in 5th grade, or in multiplying fractions in 5th grade. We're going to need to convert a mixed number first to an improper fraction before we can multiply. So that first step, we're going to use that MAD strategy, which is multiply, then add. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. The denominator stays the same, and that was that MAD strategy. Let me write this here so you know exactly what I was doing. Multiply, then add, and the denominator stays the same. So 13/4 is the same as or equivalent to 3 1/4. So now we're going to solve 13/4 times 2/3. If I came over here on the side and doubled 13, or 13 times 2, I would get the product of 26. 13 times 2 is 26. Down here at the bottom, the denominator, 4 times 3 is 12. So I end up with the product of 26/12. But 26/12 is that improper fraction. So the non-correct way of seeing the fraction. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have the same value. So it has an equivalent value. It's just not like how we like to see these fractions. So we're going to convert it to a mixed number so that it makes a little more sense visually when we look at it. So 26, this says, because fractions are division, this says 26 divided by 12. 26 divided by 12, I'm going to ask myself, how many groups of 12 can I make with 26? 2 groups of 12 would have the value of 24. So I'm going to subtract and use my remainder as my numerator. So the remainder becomes how many pieces out of the whole that we have. So we have 2 pieces left over. 12 pieces would make one whole. So I have 2 out of 12 pieces. Now the next step would be to simplify this fraction. So I'm going to rewrite this over here so that we can see it a little bit bigger. 2 2/12. Remember those numbers that we're going to simplify by in 5th grade. Now you're going to have to use the GCF next year in 6th grade, but for now this strategy seems to be working for everyone that's been using it this year. So we're going to divide by 2, 3, 5, or 7 until we can't divide anymore. Remember, whichever one you choose, you must do to the numerator and the denominator. So let's start with 2. 2 divided by 2, or I guess ask myself first, can I divide both 2 and 12 by 2? Well, they're both even numbers, so my guess is yes. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And whatever I do to the numerator, I've got to do to the denominator. So 12 divided by 2, that's like saying 2 times what is 12? 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now be careful. A mistake that I've been seeing a lot lately is stopping at this simplified fraction, but this whole number did not go anywhere. We've got to keep that whole number. So I'm going to go over here and rewrite and make sure that I bring all of this over. The whole number stays the same. We don't simplify that any. It's just the fraction that goes down to lowest terms. It didn't change the size of the fraction, just the integers, or just the numbers. I shouldn't say integers, just the numbers in the fraction. All right, so the answer, 3 1/4 times 2/3 is 2 1/6.